mostly
See,
cook,
I
then
see.
that, and so that's what we did. All right, so cookware. So, well, let's see, the camera distracted me for a second. So anyway, so that kept going, and then I got Bob Dunlap. He was the first guy, and then he got going, and he bring in every time he'd bring in somebody, he'd get a percentage of sales that they made. And then if another guy comes in,
Okay.
he'd get a little percentage too after a while.
So that wasn't a thing before you started doing it?
No.
Really?
This is referral selling.
Right.
See, so everybody would come in. Heck, I'll sell pots and pans. I went back to Fowler, and both of my brothers started selling. All my classmates, guys, most of them,
Mhm.
anybody that knew me, basically, they go to different cities in the summer and sell cookware.
They all wanted that convertible.
That's right. They
Yeah.
all wanted
Showed
a
up and down it.
convertible. That's right. That whole damn convertible was a whole thing.
What made you want to buy him the convertible? Did you think?
No,
like,
I didn't, because everybody was convertible. That was the first thing I wanted in a car.
But why'd you buy him a car at
Well,
all?
I didn't buy it. Oh
Uh,
no, I just took him out. $100 down in those days. You could make payments. As long
Right.
as your parents co-signed the note, and then they'd pay $56 a month or something.
So you were just doing him a favor,
Oh
giving
yeah,
him 100
right.
down.
It was their car, so now they had to work for me to make money to make the payments, right?
Right,
So
right.
that made them hustle. See, so at that year, I think we bought about 9 or 10 57 convertibles. So
Wow.
that multiplied, and that's when I was working for another distributor. In fact, I was going to try to get a distributorship, but they said, well, this guy used to sell Cutco. He was a manager. He was an airplane pilot in the War. So we give him the franchise. He'll make you sales, let you be sales manager. But, okay. And well, anyway, I met a guy there, Clark Hanna, who was working for him, and he knew that I was doing all the work and getting everything going, hiring the guys and all this. So he set me up to go to the factory and tell me you want a line, your own line of cookware, and he want the company to finance it, because I didn't have the money. Instead of going through, they were going through finance companies.
Mhm.
The finance companies was making more money too that way. So I went out there. Now I got the book in here, the contract. Don't let me forget to show you that.
Okay.
At that one anyway. So I went out there. We went out in a Volkswagen, 3 of us. I took 2 of my S managers, because I had about 20 or 30 salesmen at that time
Mhm.
working for me. Got 2 of my best guys. I'll tell them I'll give you each 30% partnership in the company. And I think there's something like that. I'd make your partners, we're gonna make them partners. So we went to West Bend, I got all that, and they kept stalling me because they wanted me to go back to the old distributor. Well, they found out, they finally made a deal and gave it to me. Got everything I wanted, through to Clark Hanna, that set me up because that's where I made money in financing. You did 16% interest. Well, and I had to do the collections or hire somebody to. Yeah.
Financing when you sold it,
Yeah.
they would. Oh,
Then they
okay.
send the payments into my company, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So, anyway, well, I'm going to jump through some of this a little bit.
Hmm.
This is a long story. Oh, anyway, so then I got member merchant stores around. And they could put a decal on their Bridal World. I got one of them someplace too, a decal to put on their front door. Member Bridal World, get a discount for Bridal World Club members.
Oh, there you
And
go.
had my Weber logo and the whole 9 yards. So they can go ahead and get a 10% discount on any type of, the stores that are members. And I put out a member magazine booklet of all the members and had them in the stores and everything. Well, then computer stuff was coming out, and I had a computer guy that quit IBM, and he came in, and I said, heck, these people are off from all over the world to come in here, so we need a national registry so people can send gifts from all over into one central place and know just what they want and everything. So I had him set up a computer program,
Mhm.
and I gave him rent for him working with the program, getting this stuff all set up. And then this is all the stuff that, like I said, they had or wanted register their stuff that you might want to give for presents for the bride. See, so I did that. And what else did I do then? So, with that, see, then I got that all licensed and patented and so forth. What else did I do? Then I got Shenango China, and a lot of people didn't know what to call me because I used for premiums. Liberty Glass, I'd get a 48-piece set of glasses, all different sizes, in a big box. I could buy it for $5, and I'd give that part of the package. And I'd put in some cutlery, and I'd give them a package deal, cookware, glasses and cutlery. And I even had luggage in. You could get luggage was an item too. I had luggage, I had stereos, I had all these different things that you could buy. So once we sold the cookware, then we could go back and they could see or through selling additional items. So I kept building the list. And some people just kept buying and saying it all, buying and buying and buying.
Women were big on hope chests back
Yeah,
then, buying
right.
all their stuff ahead
Yeah.
of time, putting it in chests for
Yeah.
when they got married.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, how would you go to door? Like, what if the lady
Well,
wasn't
no.
getting married?
Well, no, you don't do that. I say, hi,
But at the beginning.
yeah, in the beginning, we didn't ask. We'd knock on the door.
Mm.
Oh, and we had little stuffed animals. I come up with that. I went down there, the females all have stuffed animals. I figured that out, see? So I had the guys carry stuffed animals in their convertibles too. And all the girls want a convertible, they sell them, I'll give you an animal, all right? Pick one out. Buy the cookware,
That's
see?
so random.
Oh, yeah, so I come up with all this stuff. And, should have told you this 5 years ago or 10 years. But anyway, so we did the National Registry. Oh, then too, I always had sales contests because all the competitors was always trying to hire my salesmen.
Oh, yeah?
And then they started selling it the way and they quit cooking dinners and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were popping up trying to compete with me. So I'd have contests like Miss America pageant back in the 50s from West Virginia or someplace, mid-Ohio, you get to go to Atlantic City to Miss America pageant. I mean, man, I had a contest for that. So the guys go home early, get out of here, I want to go to Atlantic City,
Yeah.
So I had that, I did that every year for several years. And the first time I went, I figured we had 40 or 50, I think it was. And we got tickets way in the back. We were so far away, we needed binoculars to see these people. So I saw this guy, and in those days I always carried a lot of cash. And a dollar bill was important. You could give a dollar to somebody, he'd do a hoop for a dollar.
Yeah?
Oh yeah, because people wasn't making much money then.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd give him a couple of dollar bills, and I says, where can I go? Yeah, you see the guy where they're standing? Go see him. I give him a couple. I go up and see this guy over here, Gary. Say, Gary, could you give me some more seats up closer? Yeah, go up and see Tom. Ended up, I got that whole group right up next to the stage.
Really?
Right along the edge, yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Huh.
And, oh man. And then we went to the nightclub, there was a nightclub, yeah, that Dean Martin and Jerry Luce started in Atlantic City. And so that was Clark's idea. I didn't know anything about it. He said, that'll be a good contest too. But while we were there, this is going to add it to the perks. You get so much, you can go to this one. And anyway, so we went there, and I didn't know what it was, but it was a high-class strip joint is what it was.
Wow.
Yeah. And this is where Dean Martin and those guys, that's what they used to do, for singing and
Really?
whatever it was. Yeah, they'd sing and then they'd have some strippers. Maybe there wasn't strippers at that time, but the times they did, I remember. But anyway, I don't remember. Oh no, they had just singing singers. Like it wasn't really strippers. No.
Okay.
It wasn't strippers. No, it was dancing show and stuff.
Okay.
And they came up here. There was a table here, and I was sitting right here at the head of the table, like. And they was always doing all the show right in front of me all the time,
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Well, Clark he was my mentor. He was like the age of my father. He was a dock master at Port Hueneme in California. He had his office equipment business, and so he was very knowledgeable about running a business.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the one that gave me all the ideas and a lot of stuff to get going. Once I got started with it,
Right.
kept going. Well, anyway, I wondered. They were always dancing to me, but basically, in my group at the table. How'd you do it? They said, oh, well, I got my weight methods. And so they were, of course, the salespeople and their wives really got excited. Boy, right up first class,
Yeah.
front table. So I did all these different contests. And so then the guys were happy, and my wives were happy. And so everybody was making money and making more money. And weekly, most guys were making all month, just part-time.
Wow.
So then a lot of them came full-time. Well, anyway, that thing snowballed, and I had 9 offices at one time.
Really?
Outside of Harrisburg. I had 3 over in Virginia, because I had the salesmen all meet, because I figured they got a place to meet and get motivated.
Right.
So I made a manager each one of those places, and that way he'd motivate, they'd go off from that, and they'd meet afterwards. And afterwards, I'd go to the different offices afterwards, because it was at night. They'd come in at 8, 9 o'clock, and I'd buy them pizza or beer or whatever, take the orders back in, and, you know, this sort of thing. So to me, it was always just fun, really.
Yeah.
I was just creating fun stuff. And, oh my, I just had so many things going. Oh, I know what I came up with too. After I would sell a box of cookware, and I was a top distributor for West Bend. And I mean, that's a lot. I mean, when we get a box of cookware, I had to, that was when I rented space, I had the whole hallway full of cookware, from floor to ceiling. Must have been 100 boxes of that, because we were moving it that fast. Well, anyway, so a box of silver, then they get the cutlery, that's another box, and then the glasses, and then they got china, that's another box. So they get a box about this high. And some of the sales would go out and rent a trailer to make all their deliveries on Saturday or something. That's what it was. Well, anyway, I got thinking about that. You get 3, 4 girls living in an apartment. There wasn't any room for all this cookware and stuff. So I come up and put out a letter telling the salesman and so forth that they get free storage and they could change their china pattern at the time that they want it in case their flavors change. And we'll store it for free for them.
Really?
Right. That's so, well, they loved that. And the salesman liked it because they didn't have to
Yeah.
deliver it. All right. Well, anyway, so now they're paying 18% or 16% interest on $200, say, but I never bought the merchandise. If they wanted it, they'd call, we'd deliver it. But I use it in my rotating stock. So I never took
Oh.
that unit and put that stuff
That's
in
smart,
storage.
yeah.
So I just used all of that. So now here I was getting 18% on $200 and I had no investment I had.
Right.
At that time is what I paid the salesman, and he got paid the commission of down payment.
Wow.
And I just had to cover the bonuses.
And you didn't even have to pay
Right,
inventory.
and I was selling too, then at that time too, when I first started. When I came back from the airport, Bob and Frank sold 2, and I sold 4 this first night. That's when I was just selling cookware,
Yeah.
$109. And everybody else was selling it for $139.49. But hell, that's too much profit. I'm gonna sell it for $109.
There you go.
And then,
Smart.
yep, oh yeah, that's my life there basically. So
Yeah.
one thing after another. Is this interesting, Debbie?
Yeah.
You already heard it before.
Well, it's interesting. I've heard
Yeah.
it before, but it's still interesting.
Okay, you can bring another beer. I'll do it. Then we'll play
But
again.
the Bridal World by Weber, you didn't really go into that as much as it ended up that he
Oh,
even have
yeah,
a
yeah.
travel agent involved, so you could
Oh,
get
yeah.
all your wedding plans and
Oh yeah, I had a bridal consultant on staff.
Right.
I had a display room upstairs for all the gifts and everything, bridal gifts for the bride. I had a showroom up in the boiling. I had half of one floor, and I had a bridal consultant